Hey, what's up? This is JJ and this is the Ibanez TSA5TVR. As I said, it's 5 watts, it's got a single 12AX7 in the preamp, and it's got a 6v6 power amp tube. It's got real spring reverb, and it's got a built-in Ibanez TS9 tube screamer to boost the front end of that 12AX7 or to use it as a standalone overdrive box. So it's a very versatile little amp. Basically, it's all you need for home use, for practice, for songwriting, for recording. It's also great for recording. It's got a special design Jensen speaker that was specifically designed for this enclosure, and of course there's no need to say it looks beautiful, so it will not look out of place between your furniture and your lovely home accessories. It's got a 2-band EQ, bass and treble, which is very effective. I find on a lot of amplifiers the bass, treble and middle controls, they don't really do a lot, or when you use them you can ruin your sound. But right now I'd like to show you how the EQ controls work, and especially the treble control feels like you're operating some sort of filter, so it's a very usable EQ section. Check this out. So even at minimal settings on the treble control, it doesn't become muffled. Here's the bass control. Okay, now let's check out the reverb. Right now it was turned off. It has been turned off so far, and I'll turn it up to about 12 o'clock. Now let me turn it up full. So even at the maximum setting, it's never too much, but it still has that real vintage drippy spring reverb tone. Now I will use the tube screamer that is built right in, and it's also foot switchable, so you can buy an optional foot switch and then turn the tube screamer on or off. And the way I like to use this is with the overdrive control turned all the way down, and I will use the level control to boost the front end, that 12AX7 front end tube. So here's without it. I'm on the bridge pickup on this Stratocaster. By the way, you can drive the front end of this amplifier even without the tube screamer, but you're going to need more volume. And it's going to get too loud for home use if you want to drive it at living room volumes, in my opinion. Here's with the tube screamer engaged. Let's boost it a little more and turn off the reverb. Okay, now I'll use the tube screamer in a different way. I'll turn down the level control a bit and turn the overdrive control to about 12 o'clock. Let's try the maximum gain setting. Now the TSA5TVR also has a very nice set of ins and outs. As I mentioned, you can hook up an optional foot switch to turn the tube screamer on or off, but this also has a headphone output and a line out. So what I did is I unplugged the amplifier speaker and I'm going straight from the line out into my audio interface, and here's what that sounds like. looks definitely matter when you're buying an amp for home use, and this looks right at home in my living room. I think it looks terrific. Sound quality is also really great. It's a really nice clean canvas to work with pedals, even though if you're going to use overdrive or distortion pedals, it's best not to use the built-in tube screamer, because typically you would want to have that first in your signal chain, and you cannot, it doesn't have an effects loop in between. So if you're going to use pedals, this thing loves dirt pedals and modulation and time-based effects, but if you run it before the amplifier, make sure you don't use the built-in tube screamer. That doesn't sound too good. I think it's nice that it has a headphone out, although I always find that when you're playing a tube amp with a headphone, it doesn't really quite it doesn't really quite cut it. But I think the line out is a very useful feature. I think the recorded sound of the line out sounds pretty good. The EQ is effective, it has reverb, and even if you're not using any pedals and simply jamming at home, or doing a quick living room jam, I think it has all the features you need. And of course, price is important. It isn't too expensive. I paid 350 euros for it. I think that is a reasonable price. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please hit the thumbs up. Please remember to subscribe, and see you next time. JJ out.